Hello, what's up everybody? Welcome to our channel. If you're new here, we're Peter and Yen, travel vloggers from New Zealand.
We've just spent over a month traveling all around amazing Taiwan. And so before we head off to our next destination and for our final video here, we wanted to share some practical tips and things to know if you're planning on visiting here too. So let's jump right into it.
Let's do it. Getting a SIM in Taiwan is really easy. As soon as we arrived at Taoyuan International Airport, which is in Taipei, we could see all of the major operators there. And unlike some places, Taiwan, it's actually better to get your SIM at the airport. And the reason for that is there's someone there to set it up for you. It's got unlimited data and the prices are very reasonable. Now, we heard that Zhonghua Telecom is meant to have the best coverage in Taiwan, but to test that out, I went with the other major operator, which is Far East Tone. And what we found after traveling from the north to the south of Taiwan is that the coverage for both was pretty much the same. They were both extremely good. So the main differentiating factor is actually the price that you pay for the length of the period that you get. And so what we found is to cover our time here in Taiwan, I needed to actually get a 2-month package from Far East Tone, which costs 1,500 NT. And Yen got a 1-month package plus an additional 10-day package, which costs 1,000 NT plus an additional 500 NT, which worked out to be the same for both of the operators. Now they both have the same 1-month price, that's 1,000 NT. And what you need to know is, just like most other places, you just need to give them your passport and there's someone there to set everything up for you, and away you go. One of the best things about Taiwan has to be the infrastructure. Even though it's a small island in terms of land area, its population is about 24 million. And the amazing thing is you can pretty much go to anywhere on the island or via public transport. We went between the big cities as well as some obscure locations or via public transport with a sprinkle of taxis in between. It proved to be an incredibly economical way to explore the island. To take advantage of that great infrastructure, we recommend that you get an EasyCard as soon as you arrive. It's a prepaid transportation card which lets you catch trains as well as buses all throughout Taiwan. You just need to remember to tap on and then tap off again once you leave. You can also register to get yourself a YouBike, which is a public bike sharing system available in many cities throughout Taiwan. Just need a local phone number too for the registration. You can buy your EasyCard at MRT stations, including the one at the airport, and to top it up, you can do it at any of the transportation stations, as well as places like 7-Eleven and Family Marts.
The Taiwan High-Speed Rail is a super fast, modern, convenient and comfortable way to travel between the major cities, going from north to south along the western side of Taiwan. For that, you can't use your EasyCard to get on. So you have to purchase your tickets either at the High-Speed Rail station, online or via an app. For convenience sake, we bought all our tickets at the High-Speed Rail station. They have English and it's straightforward to use. Plus, if you purchase your tickets either online or via the app, you still need to pick up the physical tickets anyway. So we figured it was just more convenient to get them whenever we were at the high-speed rail stations. There's also an early bird discount and you can purchase tickets up to a month in advance. You can get reserved or unreserved seats, and when it's time to board, there are also English announcements. The ground is also very clearly marked for where to stand and wait, and it goes down to the carriage as well as even the seat numbers. There's also dedicated room for large suitcases as well as overhead storage, and the seats are very spacious as well as comfortable. The TRC, formerly the TRA, is the other regular train system. And this one does a full loop around Taiwan. So if you want to go to the eastern side via train, you have to take the TRA instead of the high-speed rail. It's generally much slower, but it's also a lot cheaper too. And you can use your EasyCard for the local trains, or you can purchase a paper ticket at the station. You just need to remember to hold onto the paper ticket, because after you enter the gates, you'll also need it for when you're exiting at the arrival station. And that goes for the high-speed rail station too. We found Google Maps pretty reliable in terms of the bus routes and times, but some of the most popular attractions also have direct buses that go to them, like Sun Moon Lake from Taiwan or Alishan from Jiayi. And you can use your EasyCard to board these buses as long as there's space. Otherwise, you can get reserved tickets to give you that peace of mind. To buy the reserved bus tickets, these can be purchased via a self-service machine at a family mart. But the interface is all in Chinese, so if you can't read Chinese, you'll need a translation app like Google Translate to navigate through. You then get a little printout which you bring to the counter, and they'll give you the physical printout tickets. And the buses also always have English announcements too. If you want to get around via a private or a group tour, there's plenty of those too. You just need to shop online for them. Taxis are metered and they're easily recognizable by their yellow branding. We found that a lot of the drivers though don't speak English, so it's a good idea to have your map ready for them or the address that you need to go to written out in Chinese. There is no Grab, but there is Uber, and it's available throughout Taiwan, but not in every single city. So we found that Tainan and Jiayi didn't have Ubers. So for those cities, we would use a local app called 55688. And that is partly in Chinese and partly in English, but the addresses do all need to be inputted in Chinese though. So you can just copy that from Google Maps and then paste that in to get to where you need to go. You can either link your credit card or pay in cash. And for us, we just paid in cash.
Speaking about cash and credit cards, the official currency of Taiwan is known as the New Taiwan Dollar, which is abbreviated to NT or TWD. And hotels, large restaurants, as well as malls typically accept credit cards, but locals here generally like to pay with an app called Line Pay, but as a foreigner, you're gonna need to use some cash. Cash is also useful if you're heading over to night markets or local stores. So if you want to get some cash out, typically ATMs are the best way to get it, and they can be found everywhere here in Taiwan, including in 7-Elevens as well as Family Marts. Cafe United Bank ATMs have no ATM bank withdrawal fees, which is awesome. We've been pairing withdrawals with an international debit card called Wise, which allows us to keep our foreign exchange costs down. Accommodations here are typically on the pricier side, especially compared to the rest of Asia, and we found that they generally start from around about 100 New Zealand dollars for a basic but clean room. And Airbnbs are generally illegal, though you can still get them. But the thing with Airbnbs is often they're located in an older residential area, and so you're not able to flush the toilet paper down the drain. You actually need to put it in a bin that's right next to the toilet. But they are paired often with a modern Japanese bidet system or a hose. Now, if you're going to some of the very popular places, make sure you book your accommodation in advance, otherwise you may miss out on being able to find anything, especially places like Alishan.
There's no real easy way to answer when is the best time to visit, because everyone's got their own preferences, and also each season has their pros and cons too. So our advice on this is to do your own thorough research and plan your trip around the kind of activities that you want to do. So then you can work out which months and seasons works better. As a very general rule of thumb though, spring and autumn tend to be when it's not too hot and not too cold, so they're quite popular times to visit. But keep in mind that towards the end of spring, there's also something called the plum rain season. And so you might get days where there's a fair bit of rain that happens. But then in times like summer, that's when you get the most sunny days, although it can be extremely hot and humid. And it's also when the typhoon season is. So there's a lot of things to consider, but just plan it around the kind of activities that you want to do.
Taiwan is incredibly diverse with its sites. There are tons of fabulous natural wonders. From unique geological parks to scenic coastlines, beautiful lakes like Sun Moon Lake or the mystic mountain ranges of Alishan. You have the modernity of all the cities too, but they also have great parks and green areas within them. Not to mention their own local specialty dishes too. One of the best ways to experience the specialty dishes is to go to the local night market of the town that you are in. You will be able to try out amazing street foods and feel the lively atmosphere. It is one of the must-do things when you visit. Taiwan is also rich in culture and in heritage. You'll find amazing temples dotted all around. One of our favorites was in Taipei, where we climbed up the whole lot of stairs to reach Hongludi Nanshan Fude Temple for an amazing night view over the city, as well as seeing the temple all majestically lit up too. So beautiful. The oldest city in Taiwan is Tainan, the former capital, so it's there where you'll be able to immerse yourself in a lot of history and also unique sites like the tile-paved salt fields. Also, depending on when you visit, you might be able to attend some festivals too. During our trip in June, we were able to catch the Dragon Boat Festival as well as a sand sculpture festival.
Mandarin Chinese is most commonly spoken here, as is Taiwanese Hokkien dialect. English is spoken a bit too, but it's definitely not as common, although signs are often in both English and Chinese. So it's definitely handy to have a translation app, something like Google Translate. It also comes in use when you're needing to order in restaurants, as usually you get a little form and it will be all in Chinese. So then you just fill that out and bring it to the counter to pay. Other restaurants will often ask you to order via a QR code. People in Taiwan are really friendly and helpful and courteous. It's a very organized, orderly, and civil society, and the crime rate is very low here too, which makes it a very safe place for travelers, and so it is a fantastic place to visit. And that brings us to the end of our list. Although not super exhaustive, because we're sure there's plenty more things that could be added, we hope we've given you a lot of practical knowledge and advice if you're planning on visiting here too.
Yeah, we really love it here, and I'm sure it's a place that we'll continue exploring sometime in the future as well. But in the meantime, we've actually made quite a few videos from here in Taiwan, so if you do want to check them out, that would be great.
Yes, and if you guys found this video useful and you enjoyed it, please do remember to give us a thumbs up, drop us a comment, we love reading them, subscribe if you haven't already for more travel videos from us,
Yeah.
and we will catch you in the next video.
See ya!
Bye.